How many of you out there actually own a real Klon Centaur? Most of us have only seen one on YouTube videos or maybe in a magazine spread, when they're talking about Joe Bonamassa's gear or something like that, or buried deep in some fancy schmancy collector's vault. I mean, these things generally have a $6,000 price tag nowadays, so it's not for the mere mortals. On the other hand, many of us may have one or more clones. We don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that, but is there? When Behringer dropped their Centaur Overdrive clone for under 70 bucks, it got everyone talking, including me. And in that video, most of you were like, hey, it sounds great. It's affordable. And honestly, who cares if it's a clone? But now things have changed a little bit. The man himself, Bill Finnegan, has filed a federal lawsuit against Behringer and Behringer's parent company, Music Tribe. Now, he claims they crossed the line from clone to counterfeit. So today we're going to explore that a little bit and see if we agree with that. Here's a thought. Maybe the Behringer version is just a gateway drug to the real thing. Maybe someone out there starts with the $69, $70 clone, falls in love with the tone, and suddenly finds themselves hunting for the real Klon. Now, if that's the case, Behringer's actually doing Finnegan a favor here. Give them a taste and eventually they'll buy the real thing. Now let's break down what's actually happening here and try and figure out whether Behringer is the villain in the story or just the most successful clone builder in pedal history. Now, the real clone was introduced in 1994 and was hand-built by Bill Finnegan. It wasn't just a pedal back then, it was an obsession for him, and people loved its so-called transparent overdrive that, boosted your signal without muddying the tone. Now, only about 8,000 units were ever built, and now they go for insane prices. Now, I've seen some listed for like $10,000. Pretty crazy when you think about it. Now, naturally, everyone and their cousin tried to clone it, but none of them got sued until now. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but basically what he's saying is that Behringer is putting out a counterfeit, not just a clone. He says it doesn't just copy the sound, it mimics the look, the graphics, even the name, and it doesn't have any Behringer branding on the front of it. He's claiming basically that it's easy for people to mistake it for the real thing. Now, is that actually true? Come on, guys. I mean, the Behringer version is tiny, the real one is huge. I don't think anybody's gonna mistake the Behringer version for the real thing. Do you? Look, tons of pedals are based on the Klon circuit. We have Wampler's Timness, we have the Electro-Harmonic Soul Food, we have JHS's Own Take, and the list goes on and on and on and on. But most of them at least make it obvious that they're not the original. Behringer, they went all out on this one, and that's kind of the reason why it caught my attention to begin with too. The Centaur artwork, the gold enclosure, identical knob placements, same proportion box. I mean, it's not the same size, but it looks like a mini version of the real thing. So if you squint, you might think it's a clone. And that's where the legal issues kick in. Now, in my last video on the Behringer Centaur, most of you were supportive. I was actually surprised. I was ready to get a bit more blowback from the fact that Behringer was kind of copying the look and feel. Now, the general vibe that I got from your comments is you guys were happy that you were getting good tone for cheap. Basically, if it's cheap, it's good, and I'm in. Very few people felt it was a problem. I mean, most of you saw it as a chance for the average player to get a Klon-style tone or a Klon-style pedal without selling a kidney or two. But here's the twist. I mean, I thought about this for a while, and my take on it is that this lawsuit might actually boost Behringer's sales. I mean, most people are talking about this pedal now that haven't even maybe considered it before. Google searches for Behringer Centaur are through the roof, And it's like the, Streisand effect. The more you try to suppress something, the more attention it gets. So let's say someone buys the Behringer clone, loves it, and starts wondering, what's the real Klon sound like? Suddenly they're on Reverb, they're watching $5,000 pedal demos, listening to side-by-side comparisons, listening to the cork sniffers and all of the forums talking about this pedal, and maybe, just maybe, they end up buying the real thing eventually. In that case, Behringer is unintentionally marketing for Finnegan. Think of it. It's like trying a budget Les Paul and eventually upgrading to a Gibson custom shop. I mean, come on, guys, that happens all the time. So why wouldn't it happen here? So if this lawsuit actually sticks, it might open the floodgates. All those clone-heavy brands could be next in the crosshairs, especially the ones that copy not just the sound, but the look and feel of some of these legendary pedals. The days of the Wild West cloning might be numbered. This is something I want you guys to think about. Is Behringer crossing the line here, or are they merely just redefining where that line sits in the sand today? Are they tone thieves in your opinion, or are they tone liberators? Maybe you consider them like the Robin Hood of pedal makers. More importantly, guys, are they actually doing Finnegan a favor by keeping the Klon legend alive? I think that goes a long way. I mean, if it's not for pedal companies stimulating the market, maybe people would stop buying clones altogether. In any case, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm really curious. And of course, if you've missed my original video where I talked about all of this at the beginning and you want to watch that, I'll link it so you can watch that too. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you're into gear news and controversy, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Until then, please stay curious, stay opinionated, and always stay addicted to gear.